God, I'm knocking everything apart. Oh, first things first, so falling out the bath. Squirt of Chanel #5, one of my favourites. Smells so lovely. And for once, steaming cup of coffee. Good God, that's a bit too hot for me. Anyway, today we're going to concentrate on blusher, advanced blusher. So, as a lot of you know, I use the crème TV sticks for my foundation. If you want a really successful blusher, it all comes off from the foundation, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to build in a deep contour and contrast, but not just using the foundation sticks. When you're using the foundation sticks, you want a good contrast. So we've got the 12W there, quite normally used for black skin, but you can obviously, if you're Caucasian, you can use it as a deep contrast. TV white around the eyes, and a 2W, so you can get a good difference in contrast. But we're also going to be using a creme blush. This one is, if I remember rightly, very indulgent. Anyway, it's a dark red. All you need to know. So remember, I'm only showing you what I do. It's a guide, it's a help, hopefully. You don't have to copy me exactly. You can take up any part of it that you want. I'm not some sort of trans gatekeeper, as some of them are out there. I believe in free expression for everybody. So it's what works for you and what makes you happy. And that's the end of it, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Anyway, on with the video. So when I do the initial foundation, I'm not too, let's just say, I'm a bit slapdash. Just, just bang it on. Remember, as before, I'm blocking out the top edges of my eyebrows. When I draw the eyebrow, I get massive sort of semi-drag queen eyebrows, which I love. So, as you can see, this is glamour makeup. If I was going for a day look, God, I would lighten this up by about, take about 3/4 of it off. But it's not. This is going out for a full glamour. Hopefully take some nice pictures later on today. So just using a brush to get in a bit closer around the eyes. Okay, the washing machine down below. So that's making a racket. So there's that. Right, 12W. There we go. Along the side of the nose. Tip of the nose. Over the brow. Across the forehead. A bit on the temples. Jawline, bottom of the chin, just under the chin, down the side of the neck, join in. Okay, so that's the 12W. So you can already see where this is going. 2W. You can use more or less contrast, or different types of foundations. I think the point of where I'm going with this is fairly obvious. if you've got one of those silicone breastplates, you know, you can go down further with the foundation on the chest and contour there as well. I'll have to do one of those. Anyway, there we have it. That's the basis of how I start the contouring of my foundation. But like I said, this builds for the blusher. So we're going to get this all patted down. This is my favourite type of sponge. So as you can see, it's all a teardrop. So you can get in there, big end, it's fantastic. But can't use this until this is done. So let's do that next. Oh, it's still a bit hot from the old bloody shit from the bath. So sponge. This again, preference. I start with my nose. It's the middle of the face, and then you're working out. So work out lower face, powder, top, you're done. You know, it's gonna you're gonna have to drag it a little bit, but you cannot leave it there where you just drag it. You know, you drag it into the foundation into place. You've got to pat it out and smooth it off like you would do a concrete patio. There we go. You can see I'm blending around the back of the neck as well, because your hair's going to fall. Hopefully your hair, or if you're wearing a wig piece, it's going to fall down there and you don't want to see a very obvious line. So blend it out around the back. And my only other suggestion here is don't over blend. You want to see the contour shading, what you're trying to develop, as it were, rather than just becoming one homogeneous mess. Okay. So with that cheekbone, you can drag it a little bit and create that shape that you want. For me, it's like a tick. What you really don't want to be doing, again, is homogenizing that part. You want the cheekbone to be really accentuated. There we go. Okay, so that's that left side, and for the sake of brevity on the length of this video, I'm going to do my right side off camera, and I'll be back with you in a sec. So what I would add, if you've over blended and you've homogenized your foundation, just because you've basically smeared it all together, you get out the darker of the sticks that you've used and reapply and go over it, and then just gently pat it in again and see if you can get an improved result, which is what I've done many a time when been practicing. So this is just a creme blush that I've purchased from a local store, and a brush that I use. So all you're doing at the moment is just preferably not getting it on your ears. There we go, because it's quite liquid. And it will, you don't need to use too much of it either, it will spread. So what I have here is an old sponge that I don't, that I specifically use for this, so I don't mind wrecking it a little bit. So start patting it in. Again, this is the point where you're building and emphasizing the structure of your face and hiding or accentuating parts that you want to show. So as you can see, the jawline is now shadowed, and let's work on the cheek, sorry. Just did the jaw. There we go, like I said, I want that giant tick. There we go, that's coming along nicely. Back to my old sponge, and this is where I blend in the top and the sides and the bottom. There we go. So again, just do the other side off camera just for a sec. Cinema. We have it, both sides done. You can already see the effect that it's having. So powder down. Obviously you're only powdering the lower part of your face, which you've just done. And get that powder on thick. It doesn't matter that you put on a bit more excess. Under powdering is not ideal. Extra powder, fine. There we go. I just use a Kryolan TL2. I generally find that the lower part of the face is the part that obviously takes longer. There's more contour and there's a larger area to cover, so that will be the more complicated area in general. So slurp of coffee and let's get the top done. Process is pretty much a very similar what we've done before. So blend into the hairline, or where your hairpiece will go. And your eyes are delicate, take your time. My left eye has a propensity to water, so I've got to be a bit careful. There we go. So again, I will be doing the other side off camera, and then I'll come back and show you. God, my southern roots are coming out. Right, there we go. That's the foundation down. Again, remember, if you've over blended, get the dark tone out, reapply, pat down. So out comes the creme blush again. You don't need as much this time, so just going across the top of the forehead, temples, and a touch, then the side of the nose. So here we go. And blend is your friend. Blend, blend, blend. But don't overblend. There we go. The most lengthy part of the blusher process is almost over. Stage 1. So now we're going to powder down. I'll keep reminding you, over powder. Any excess powder that doesn't set the foundation will just come off with the brush. If you don't use enough powder, your foundation obviously won't be set, and then later on it will look like a pile of poo. So don't do it. There we go. Standard big ass powder brush. Start from the top of your face and work down. Sweeping motions under the eyes. Keep your trays folded and locked in an upright position. There we go. So we've not actually done any blusher powder yet, but the basis is already there. Now it's time to accentuate. So if you watched any of my previous videos on blusher, you'll know that I use quite a few, 4 different tones at the very least. So this is just a darkish brown that I'm applying as a base. Just towards the, I use that part of the ear. I'm sure it's got a proper medical name, I've forgotten it. I use that part of the ear as a guide. Then regular sort of blush powder, again using a flat brush, then swapping to a round brush. Now make sure that you look, so I've applied the blusher, look where it is. It's never quite even, and then there we go. Sweeping motions, get that in, that's it. Grind that coloured powder into your face. There we go. Forehead, temples. Again, you can work that into your hairline or what will be your wig line. There we go. Because what tends to happen with blusher, or just generally with makeup, period, is that as the day wears on, it will fade a little bit, especially if you've powdered down. When you've gone a bit shiny, I want to get that matte look back. But because you've basically done an undercoat, best way of phrasing it, you've done an undercoat with your contouring, you will stay looking immaculate for far longer. There we go. That's that part done. And moving on to a slightly darker blusher, and I'm just working it in and out, just getting it a little bit more depth. And the last bit, it's a very, very light blush, sweeping along the top. Didn't quite get enough on the brush. Let's see. Like I said, look where it goes on the brush before you just throw it on your face. There we go. Little update of where I am with makeup. Still got an eyebrow to do there, but that one's gorgeous. Just finished the lips. As you can see, the blusher, the contouring is coming along. It's really accentuating everything, so very pleased with the outcome so far. So, just got that eyebrow to do. The eyes, hairdresser. My fabulous hairdresser is coming around soon, so I've got to get on. And here we are, darlings. All glamorous, all made up. Loving the eyebrows. And as the point of the video was, check out the blusher. So contoured everywhere. So neck, jawline, cheeks, brow, forehead. Everything's been contoured from the foundation up, and then the blusher applied on top. So looking fabulous. And wearing me Valentine's baby doll outfit, of course.